Hey guys, welcome to the designsketchbook.com. I'm Shutak, and today we are going to see how to draw professional hatching. And first of all, before we are going to see the main benefits of using hatching instead of the regular gradient of shadow. So first, you can make very neat sketches very easily, just using this hatching. You can also represent the shadow and materials in an easy way. And you will see that it's also great for organic forms too. And as well that to make some simple contrast in few seconds, and also if you want to spend more time in your sketches to represent 3D volume even if they are advanced products. So what is most convenient about it is that this is a fast sketching method to represent your products. Alright, so to get started to make some nice hatching, we have got to start with some simple straight lines, so back to the basics. So let's look at the way I'm going to draw this vertical line. See, my arm is almost horizontal, is that my body has been put into an uncomfortable position to try to draw it. And it's actually not a really natural way to draw. And instead, what I recommend you guys to draw is to turn your canvas of 45 degrees. Did you see that? I have turned my tablet, so this is an easy way for me to have a natural movement of my arm. And remember, use the ghost drawing. If you have been following the designer starter kit, this is what you can learn from there, how to draw nice straight lines. And the advantage of always drawing with the 45 degrees angle is that you just have to memorize one angle of drawing your straight lines, which is pretty convenient because there is an infinity of angles, but you just need to remember one for your arm to have its memory of form and always be able to be accurate. So remember, don't do that. Don't try to have a bad posture of your arm trying to draw that way. And another common mistake here is also when your elbow is resting on table and you are using it as a pivot. Like you can see here, when you try to do the straight line, your arm is doing like a compass, and your straight line becomes curvy by definition. And this is what you try to avoid with. You need to make sure that your arm is free of movement, and this is how you can actually draw comfortably and making sure that your line is straight. And one tip here is that I have added some felt pad below my tablet, so it makes sure that it's very easy to rotate. just a little trick on my hardware, so it won't grab the rubber area of my tablet. There won't be any resistance. Okay, so a little sketch here as a reminder. See here the elbow. If you rest it on the table, it will be like a pivot, like a compass. And bam! Whenever you will try to do straight lines, you will be kind of like impossible to do a straight line. So that's a common beginner mistake. So remember, you have to draw with the whole arm. The whole arm is moving. That's a very simple trick, but you really need to make sure to apply it, or you may draw for years without noticing that one. Okay, so you draw with the whole arm, draw with the 45 degrees, and this is going to be so much more easier for you guys. And also so much more fun. So the whole arm is following the movement. And remember, whenever you draw, you have to apply the ghost drawing. It's something that I will never say enough again, because it's something that you need to have it intuitive when you draw. The ghost drawing is about simulating the movement. Look at my pen. I'm not drawing yet, but I'm simulating the movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when I feel ready, I trace the line So don't rush, take your time, and this is what is going to help you. Okay, so now it's time for practice, and I'm going to give you some extra trick to better master the straight line first. So you add 2 cross and then you try to join them. You add some more. Just take it as a game. And remember, you have to rotate your canvas, your paper or your tablet, okay? It's really common that you can turn your paper like 200, 300 times for a sketch. And it's something that you don't think about it, but you will do intuitively. Your left hand is busy just to rotate your paper, and your right hand to draw. Now let's say that you try this exercise, but your lines are still curvy and you don't really know why, and you still cannot make it. And it's actually something psychological, and we can solve that with this tip. So see here, whenever you want to draw, just before tracing, look at the endpoint and then trace a longer line. You want to go beyond, and that will tighten your line. Remember, just before tracing, look at the second dot, the destination dot, but you draw beyond. Alright, so do some more, practice as many as you want. You can fill multiple pages of this, and feel free to do this exercise before any sketching session as a warm-up. So turn your paper, once again, that's very essential. You will save a lot of time. It's much faster to turn your paper than trying to turn your body. And here on Photoshop, when you press R, you can actually turn the canvas if you don't want to turn your tablet. Or if you're using a big tablet, such as the 27 HD Cintiq of Wacom. Alright, so let's carry on with some hatching. So now you know how to draw straight lines. Now we are going to make them parallels. And when you do them parallels, you need to relax and take your time. Always use a ghost drawing. I know there will be a lot of lines to draw, but it's about a rhythm. Ghost drawing, draw. Ghost drawing, draw. And when you will feel more comfortable, more advanced level, you will be able to do the ghost drawing first and then draw. It will be fine. But for now, I want you to have this rhythm. Ghost drawing, draw. And having this rhythm when you draw 1, 2, 3, 4. And that the way when you count in your head is actually helping you to have this regularity of spacing between the lines. And this is really helpful whenever you draw. You can see that having nice hatching is giving an overall sketch of neatness. So as you have seen just before, some advanced drawing of perspective, but first as a beginner it's really essential to train on some basics right here. So you have a zone with the square and a rectangle, and then try to draw the hatching it's inside. So this is some small hatching, and for here you don't have to draw with the whole arm. It's considered as a detail, so the hand movement is okay. And this is once again something that you can see in the designer starter kit that you can download on the blog. So try to avoid this type of horizontal line. They should be kept as a pattern or the texture. Same for vertical. Because we want to use the hatching for the shadow, for the materials, and you have to understand that it's different. It's not really part of the drawing itself somehow. And try to do not rush drawing with a hook and rush. If you do triangle, try to avoid also this type of lines. For the first triangle, it's like you follow on the edge. You try to avoid that. You want something oblique and odd. And if you have something which is more random, this is okay, but actually try to do not follow the length direction. It's okay, but this is much better than you are not following this. And some more is easier because the line is shorter. It's just a little trick. Okay? So you avoid the vertical one, you avoid the horizontal one. So you look for oblique and odd directions for your hatching. For example, here for the textures, you can see that this is oblique, and actually the textures on the different pieces remind me that they are part of the same material. Okay, let's do some hatching on volume, some simple one. So you got a circle, and with this little zone here, it gives you a first idea of a volume with a shadow. So the light comes from the top left, and the shadow is kind of at the opposite direction. Okay? Let's go on a cylinder. So when you are drawing a cylinder, the trick here is that when you draw the hatching, right here, you do a little column, fill it of hatching, and trying to have some light source on the left and also a bit on the right. For example, here. So it's good to always practice the very easy one and then apply on the product. So you can see I have a bit older on the bottom because it's the edges that are opposite to the light. You give it more weight. Here in red, try to avoid to put the hatches directly on the edge because it flattens your cylinder actually. Give it a bit of space, of white space, so it gives you the more feeling of the roundness of all around of 360 degrees. Let's look at the cube of the box right here in perspective. Up, copy paste, duplicate, and once again the light source on the top left, and then you can play with the hatching, the density of them, and see that actually some surfaces are more in shadow than others. Dun, dun. So here a bit of bold, of line weight. For example, here some of surfaces are actually more in the shadow than others. Like here, some of them are actually more hidden, it's giving some more contrast. Alright. So making hatching in your volumes really helps you to have this 3D effect very, very fast. So you can train as well to go from light to dark. So here we are playing on the spacing of the line. Here we are playing with the pressure, the boldness. And you can also mix both together. Okay? Pretty easy, right? And remember that a little trick is that it's okay to do hatching like that, but I pretty like personally to have some surrounding, some contour to the hatching zone. Let's do some example here. Something like looks like a speaker, I would say. So you will see how adding the hatching in pretty fast actually can add some more depth to it. So I trade the contour, I fill it the hatching here below because it's actually hidden and close to the ground. So I try to visualize where are the shadows and then adding some hatching into it. Then to make it even more pop out, I will add some source of light here. Here is a groove, right here is a source light, and to make it better contrast, I will add another hatching surface here. So basically you have different zone here. Here is a shadow, here is a speaker material with this type of hatching, and here in white is a light source. And that's it. So I hope you enjoy this video for beginners, which is going to definitely help you to draw as a professional for more advanced sketches. So see you for the next videos.